You can make your text stand out even more than the normal bold, italics and underlining by actually highlighting the text, just as you can with a highlighter marker. Again, you need to highlight the text you want to affect, which may be a whole paragraph, it may be a line. Let's take this whole paragraph here. Now what I want to do is highlight it. Now on the pop-up bar, the highlighter exists, and by default it will be yellow, but you can click a drop down to choose a different highlighter. Might want to go with green, for example, and you can see, just like all the other options, when you hover over, it previews it on the page so you can see which looks best. Do think the yellow or the green are the better too. Well, let's stay with the default yellow. That same icon is up here on your font home ribbon. And again, it will affect the selected text. So I need to highlight, let's go green, click away and it stays green. Not so sure about the green, let's go back to the default yellow. So that's exactly the same as marking across with a highlighter pen on the document. Another alternative that does grab people's attention, but for a different reason, is Strikethrough. Strikethrough effectively allows you to cross out text. So if I want to leave this text here, this whole paragraph, I would highlight it. But what I want to do is to indicate to the reader that this is not applicable, but I will still leave it there for them to read. I can strike it through. Now Strikethrough is not on the pop-up, but on the font group up here, I can go for the ABC, which is Strikethrough. And that sticks a line right through the middle of all the text. So it's a bit like the underlining, but moved up a bit. So it's right through the middle, indicating to anyone reading the document that I have crossed this out. Now, if I really didn't want them to read it, I would delete it. But by leaving it as Strikethrough, I'm effectively telling my readers that this is not going to be part of the final document for whatever reason, but I'm leaving it there so you can still read it. Maybe you want to make a comment on it. So that's Strikethrough and highlighting. Now, there are two other little options that I'd like to explore at this stage, not necessarily because they are about highlighting text, but they are about formatting. But we're going to do it in a new document. So we're going to create a new document, and we're going to deal with Superscript and Subscript. Superscript is text that drops below the line. Subscript is text that goes above the line. Now, for example, if I wanted to put H2O, and I were to type H2O, which is the chemical symbol for water, let's make it a capital O, then this 2 really needs to drop below the line. Now, in order to do that, I actually need to make the 2 and only the 2 subscript. So we know we can highlight a single character, and this is a good place to try it out, which is hold down the Shift key and a little arrow to the right, highlights just the 2. And up on the font group here, that's the option we want, the X2, where it drops to below the line. So it will drop below the line any highlighted text. In the case of my H2O, that's the 2. H2O drops below the line. Having the capability to do that subscript now is going to allow me to create chemical symbols galore. What happens if I want to put a degree? So 30 degree, let's do a capital degree Fahrenheit. I need this O to be up above the line. So again, I need to highlight just the O. So that's Shift and the right arrow. And it's this option here, X2, Superscript, which pushes the O above the line and allows me to write 30 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's Subscript and Superscript. Anywhere you need a single character, usually, maybe more than that, to drop below the normal line of text, that's Subscript, and you simply highlight the character and choose the Subscript option here. Now there is a keyboard shortcut, Control plus the equal sign, and then every character you need to go above the line, so we have it at the O, then you simply highlight the single character using the Shift and the little arrows, and use the Superscript tool, which is Control plus Shift plus plus. Neither of those keyboard shortcuts are totally easy to remember, but certainly the 2 icons are very easy to spot. X2 below the line, X2 above the line. Highlight that single character, choose whether you want it to be subscript or superscript, and the action will be carried out.